housing.
Human feces was caked on the toilets and walls. Urine saturated aging oak floors. Many beds lacked linen. Some clients slept on floors. Archaic shower stalls had cracked and spewing shower heads. One tiny shower closet served over 131 male clients. The 75 women clients also had only one shower. Most of the clients at Jimerson were highly tranquilized and had not even been bathed in days. All appearance to lack any semblance of treatment. The stench was almost unbearable.
Thus, the downward spiral of warehousing overcame the aspirations of the early reformers until 1971, when federal judge Frank Johnson Jr. issued his landmark ruling in the fledgling Wyatt versus Stickney lawsuit. The ruling decreed that people with mental disabilities had a constitutional right to personal treatment with minimum standards of care. These standards included staffing, diet and nutrition, safety, physical plant adequacy, and many other features of protection. At the time of Judge Johnson's ruling, Bryce Hospital had only 3 psychiatrists to serve over 5,000 patients. Discharge was virtually impossible without careful scrutiny by one of these doctors. Hartlow, the state's institution for persons with mental retardation, had over 3,000 residents living in overcrowded and inhumane conditions who had no legal alternative. Through the course of the Wyatt litigation, the shift in emphasis from institutional care to community-based care was paramount for mental illness services. The census of Bryce dropped from over 5,000 patients in 1971 to less than 400 at the end of Wyatt, 33 years later. A broad network of community providers evolved over that time, and by the termination of the case, they served over 100,000 Alabamians every year, with offices in all 67 counties. As part of the 1986 Wyatt consent decree, the department established an internal advocacy office, and in 1991, an Office of Consumer Relations was opened with a mental illness consumer as its director. By the late 1990s, consumers served on all boards and steering committees of the department. Other programs were developed to assist consumers in the transition to community life. ACT teams, or Assertive Community Treatment Teams, were established to help local mental health centers maintain contact with consumers who are at risk of rehospitalization. Consumer David, pictured here, was a recipient of ACT team care. Now, David has a job and his own apartment. In 2003, over 300 new affordable housing units were made available to Alabama consumers. By 2004, the department invested over $8 million a year in an indigent drug program. This program provided free medication to consumers who could not qualify for Medicaid or private health insurance. Consumer-managed drop-in centers were established across the state, giving former patients a place to congregate for recreation and special programs. Every facility in the state had at least one peer support specialist by 2004.